or doing interviews. You'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks live from Las Vegas. I am very excited for my guest today. I have known him for years, and we worked together before, and I'm so excited to have him back on. We have Mr. Jack Hunter. So, hi, Jack. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have you back on and to talk to you. It's been forever since we've even seen each other, so I'm excited for all your new things coming up.
Yeah, it's been about I think I saw you in January 2014.
Oh my goodness, possibly.
Yeah, that was the last time I was there in Vegas.
Wow. Well, we're glad to have you on. So why don't you tell people, first of all, a little bit about yourself, and then what we're here to talk about today.
I am a filmmaker. I am from Louisiana. I am now 40 years old. Yeah, I know. Yeah, last time you saw me, I was early 30s. But yeah, I make horror movies. That's what my passion is, and I have the longest running found footage anthology franchise in cinema history called Paranoia Tapes. And recently, Paranoid Tapes, the movie, has dropped on the app Found TV. And you can find like Paranoid Tapes 1 through 9 there. Coming up in the next, I think at the end of the year or January, they're going to be releasing the director's cut of parts 1 like till to 11. So that's going to be pretty exciting. No one's seen those before.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm very excited for it. So, well, first of all, why don't we get into like how you even started this? Because it's been going on for how long has it been going on for now?
Well, we started filming the first Paranoia Tapes in 2014.
Okay.
And but it didn't get like distribution because it was, I mean, as you know, I'm sure you dealt with Joe and everyone else, post-production hell. And it didn't get released till 2017.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah. But I mean, I've been making, movies since, I mean, not professionally, like since I was like 15, 16, when we first got our VHS camera. And, but yeah, it went all professional when we started Paranoia Tapes.
That's awesome. I mean, so since 2014, basically to now 2025, I mean, that is amazing. How did you even start the actual Paranoia Tapes? What made you come up with that idea in the first place?
Well, I will say a mutual friend, but he doesn't consider me a friend, but it's cool. Creative differences, I guess. But Chad Clinton Freeman and I came up with the concept of Paranoia Tapes after I wrote a short. Like my very first like found footage short I've ever wrote. It was called Paranoia Tapes 101, and he read it and he calls me immediately. He's like, dude, he's like, like why don't we make a VHS type movie, but indie style? And it's like, we get to say who gets to be in it and we get to have the approval, because at the time, like it had been a couple years since I moved away from Vegas, but he still lived there, and he saw, and you probably see it too, the indie clicks, where you always go audition for films and you always get told no. Now I know that that's normal, that it happens all the time, but we realized the clicks that were there, and we decided to kind of break free of that click thing. Like, I hate clicks. I can't stand them. I hate like core groups or per se, but I want to include everyone regardless, no favoritism pretty much. If I want to use someone for another film, I want them to at least, submit an audition. I mean, I already know what they can do, but I just want to see new stuff. So we decided to make this an indie project to the extreme.
Well, I think and it turned out great. I mean, obviously it's been going on for 11 years now. I mean, that's a pretty big ordeal. So it's very successful.
Yeah. I mean, success I is perceptive, but it's one of the, because a lot of people like associate like success with like money, like millions, and it's great, it's cool. I don't mind the money that I do get. I'm not super rich or anything, but it has gained the following. Now, granted, in those 12 films, there are some doozies. I mean, there's 12 of them. Not everyone, every Nightmare on Elm Street or Jason. Or Halloween, should we say? That's more. But anyways, I love Halloween. But like. There are some doozies. You make mistakes, and sometimes people don't have your same vision, and that's okay. And for the record, like, I do love Chad. We've had our differences in the last couple of years. I'm just I haven't seen him since 2014. So Chad, if you're listening, bro, reach out. But anyways, yeah, he and I really wanted to make something and put a stamp on found footage, because at the time it wasn't a big thing. Like, there's barely any out. The only ones people really knew about was like Cannibal Holocaust and Blair Witch Project. Um, but I think the coolest thing with doing this long franchise is that I I don't want to say it's a flex, but I think it's really cool when you meet new people and you tell them what they do. Because, as you know, like, when people tell you, you've done a lot of films with Joe and other filmmakers there, like, you've established a damn good name for yourself. And the one thing I like to do is, like, okay, well, and if you don't believe me, go to Chat GPT and type in my name and all this and see what comes up. If you Google, or Chat GPT, like, Jack Hunter, filmmaker from Louisiana, tell me about him. Boom, 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 boom. It just, I, I, I love it. I love that, because it's like, finally there's a way we can prove who we are, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. So, what can we expect from this one? What can people look forward to on this one?
In Paranoid Tapes, the movie, the cut that you see on distribution, it's it's all from my head, like 100% me. Um, how can I say what can expect? Basically, it it has like an undertone of I'm sorry. What can you expect is originality and a lot of not inside jokes, but fourth wall jokes. Where some characters say what the audience is thinking. When you say something too many times, it gets called out. Like, you know, um, there's some humor, just a lot of crazy incidents or situations. I don't want to say it's like scarier than the other ones, but it's more like story driven.
Okay.
Like, suspense. Like, there's a twist. There's several twists at the end of this film, and that's the way I've always tried to make every Paranoid Tapes, is to have a big twist. And I think what this one does is it expands the Paranoid Tapes universe to, it can go in a lot of places in the following sequels.
Cool. Well, I mean, it sounds interesting, and I think, like you said, you learn. There's 12, so I mean, you learn as you keep going, and I feel like they just probably get better and better as you go along, because you learn from your mistakes and whatnot. So I think people can really look forward to this one, and it sounds exciting. Like you said, it's more story driven and stuff, so it sounds exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot of feedback, from every side, and my thing is, how can I say, there really is not, I mean, there's no bad review, or and no bad publicity for it. Because if someone says, oh, it sucks, I gave it 8 minutes or whatever, I think that's just BS. When people say it, like, they really just want to troll. But the overall thing that I like about it is I don't care if people like it, and they review it online and they say they don't like it. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna unfriend or block or ban people for their opinion. Like, they watched my movie. That's the main thing of it too, and I think that's what all filmmakers truly need to embrace, is the fact that just because someone doesn't like your movie, someone's gonna read their review and then be like, oh, well, I'm gonna watch it just to see if they were right. So it just keeps it's a snowball. So I think I think with what uh the critics are saying, I really I'm all for it. You know, if you like it, cool. If you don't, thanks for watching. You know, like it's cool. It's all good.
Well, I think that's what makes like films in general and filmmaking and whatnot. I think that's what makes it so special. Is I mean, everyone has different opinions, and what I like, you might not like, and vice versa. I mean, it's just everyone has different tastes and different things, and I think a lot of people too are especially harsh on indie films, but I don't think they really understand what goes on
Oh
behind
no,
indie films.
yeah,
It is
they see here's
nature.
the deal is like I won't mention names, but it's like in this throughout this process, um, I've created monsters, meaning you give someone an opportunity and then in their brain they become something else to where like egos take over and it's like I have nothing against them like you do you if you don't want to work with me again that's fine but I hate when indie actors start getting that big head and ego. Like I think that's the biggest downfall of indie film. Where it's like you have this indie premiere of the film that maybe no one's ever heard of, but people are there and like the stars is totally an unknown, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll sign this autograph." Like who the are you? Like just have fun with the crowd. Be humble, and I try to encourage that the most. When it comes to the film and filming, it's just be yourself, especially on camera. I don't like to see acting. I try my best to get the actors to not act. When I write something just for them, and I want them to be themselves because if they're being true to themselves, then it'll show on screen. Um, that's the thing too, and like people just get egos, when it comes to indie film for no damn reason, and I hate it. I hate that. I hate the snobbiness, and I hate the is what we called in the early 2000s like preps. Like oh, it's not Calvin Klein. Sorry, not my taste. I'm not Walmart. Oh my god. Like yeah. So it's like no time for that.
Right. Well, I think it's great that you get to work with the actors one on one. And like you said, I mean, for the most part, it sounds like you try to work with the good people. And so now if they develop a big head on in the future, that's different. But I
Yeah.
think it's great that you work with everyone and make it their own and then it makes it your own. So, I mean, it's just a cool vibe, it sounds like.
Right. And from what I know with you, Corey, there was stuff filmed with you from the first one,
Right.
and I don't have that footage. For the record, I don't have it. If I did, it would be in the movie, brand new cut. And I wish I could get that footage, but apparently the hard drive. I mean, it's been how many years? So it's
Probably
yeah.
2014.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, who's to say in the sequels that I won't come to Vegas for a week, and bam, Corey Taylor becomes my mother from, again. But by the way, spoiler alert, I guess a deleted scene we wrote, and she played my mom. That was going, yeah, I know, but didn't they age you up a little bit at the time? Like they
I
tried to
think
do.
like, I had to be like probably 15 or 16. So, yeah.
God, yeah. And by the way, you haven't accepted my friend request on Facebook, by the way. I'm just
I
saying.
thought we're friends on Facebook.
My other accounts, but not my main.
I gotta be so honest with you. I'm never on Face or mostly any of the social media, but I will look for it. So
Okay, good. It's the Jack Hunter 2 with the blue check mark now. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So just saying. But yeah, God, it's been a hell of a journey, to say the least. And I think the worst. I'll tell you this, like I'm rambling, so I'm sorry. But I think the worst part of being a filmmaker where I am in this area, no one respects it. And like people are so disrespectful, like in person to me and on Facebook and social media, because they don't understand the creative process. And as you know, like when you're creative, your brain is always going. You're coming up with the off the wall ideas of what you think is cool and all that. So when people don't understand it, they label you as weird, and that's what it is over here. But the coolest thing happened recently. My mom and my aunt went up to Alaska for a cruise. And on the smoke deck up there, they were just chilling and meeting new people. And they were getting to know each other, asking about each other's lives. And she told them about her son who makes movies. And they were like, "Oh, movies?" She's like, "Yeah, he does real movies." And they're like, "Oh, what's his name?" And she said, Jack Connor. Their eyes and mouth got huge. They started telling my mother about me. I was like, what? I mean, I didn't believe. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" She's like, "No, yeah." So I was like, "Mom, I told you." I'm like, it was a moment with like Steve Martin. I want to hold the yellow book and be like, "I'm somebody, Mom." Yeah, you might be too young to get the reference, but I don't know. Do you get the reference?
A little bit,
A little
yeah.
bit. Okay, okay. But yeah, so it was. I was like, "Mom, was that a proud mom moment?" And she's like, "Yeah."
That's
So
really
it was really cool to do that, to see that.
absolutely. No, I think that's awesome. And it does take a while, especially in like the indie space, but your name does get around and you do have a following. And I think that's really cool. And it says a lot about you that you are developing like this core following. I mean, that's really, and you just happen to randomly on a random cruise with your mom. I mean, that's awesome. You should be very
Right.
proud of yourself.
But it's crazy. Like a 60-mile or 30, 45-mile radius, I get no respect. Over 5,000 miles away, I have the most respect. What the hell is going, like, come on, man. I think it's really heartbreaking. But, I'm the weirdo, like I'm the guy that goes all out with decorations for Halloween. And
Great.
people, huh?
I think that's great. I love it.
Yeah, well, the Catholics around here don't. Um, yeah, they. I'm like the Satanist of this area, but you know what? Yeah, it's whatever. My kids love it, so that's all that matters.
There you go. Well, I mean, I think you just gotta keep being yourself. I think you're being success. I think you're really being. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, even your people don't understand where you're at. I mean, other people from across the world are. So you should just be proud of yourself and keep doing what you're doing. And I think it's doing a great job.
Oh, well, thank you. And for everyone out there, like if you go, like I said, there's 12 Paranoia Tapes films, but with this one, you don't have to watch all 11 films. Like that's why we called it Paranoia Tapes the movie, because it's kind of like a soft reboot, requel, to just bring it up to, 2025. And we address the previous 11 films in the first 8 minutes. So yeah, and it's the first film. Well, I don't want to say the first one, but it features like my son in the opening credits as a younger version of me. Um, and I couldn't be prouder, because when I saw it at the premiere, on the big screen, seeing my son up there it was a very proud father moment. And I
Yeah.
thought it was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Well,
yeah.
I think it's awesome, and I'm so excited to see it. Where can people like keep up to date with everything you're doing, following, watch the previous ones, watch the new ones? What date is that coming out? Just everything about it. I want to go over everything so people know where to find you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Jack Hunter the Second with the blue check mark. Send me a message if you send a request. That way I know like where you heard me or where you know me from, because I get a lot of those. Hey, how are you? Have you heard about blah 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 blah? Like, yeah, shut up, Muhammad. I'm not here for your shit today. Okay. But no. Yeah, you can find me there. All my films, actually, even like some of my other films, are on Found TV and Tubi and all the other major sites. And I think you want to watch a film that is really, really deep and a one-time watch, I would recommend my film Blamed. It's on all the streaming services as well. It's the first horror, found footage, sexual sex trafficking, sexual abuse, physical abuse awareness film. It even has a promo at the very end, for sex trafficking and stuff. But it's a one-time watch, and it's called Blamed. It's based on a true story, on my daughter's story, and it really is for the people who are victims that haven't gotten closure, and the justice system has failed them. This film's for them. But like I said, do not it's not a kids movie by any means. It's not one of those ones you put on and be like, oh, all right, here, let's watch this, go to sleep. No, do not do this. This is like for parents and SA victims only.
Gotcha. Well, I think that sounds incredible, but thank you so much for being on, and I will definitely check out Blamed. I think everyone should check that out. But then also, of course, the Paranoia Tapes and the Paranoia Tapes movies. So I'm very excited for it. Thank you so much for being on again. It was good talking to you.
You too, and it was good seeing you. Is the producer in the background doing this? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yes he is. Well, thank you so much, Jack. It was really good talking to you. We'll talk to you later. Hopefully, we'll see you in Vegas soon.
yes, absolutely. And I'm sorry for the time situation. It was a rough day.
You're totally fine. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please go keep up to date with him. Follow him on Facebook. Watch all his other films, and thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you. God bless.